Welcome to my off-grid adventures. I'm Frank. This is Pumpkin the puppy, and we're glad you're here with us today. We're going to improve the way that we get water into our RV. We don't currently have a pump or a well here. I tried to do a hand drive well last year, and that was a disaster and didn't work out. So until I'm willing to tackle that project again, I need to bring potable water from the local town that has that for free and bring that over here. Now, what I've been doing for the entire year is using these Primo 5-gallon water jugs that you see here, and I fill them up. I put 4 of them in the back of my Pilot here, and then when I bring them over to the side of the RV with the fresh water input, I just drop this $8 Harbor Freight water transfer pump, flip the switch, and the water goes from there into the RV. And that solution has worked, and it's been a very efficient, cheap way to do it. But there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to come up with an alternative. One is simply the amount of time that it takes to do this. It's it's quite slow. I mean, it does a decent job for an $8 pump, but it takes a while to do 20 gallons, and I do this almost every day. And being back here, it seems like it's always in full sun like this. And sometimes there's just a lot of bugs, and I just want this to be something that goes more quickly. I guess another reason why I wanted to make a change is that because it takes so long to empty one of these jugs, I end up walking away and tackling something else and then forgetting about it. And I come back and realize that this has been running dry for sometimes a half a day, and that's not good for any pump. These little things have held up really well. I have 2 of them. I have one as a backup that I've never even needed, even with running them dry too long. But but still, I wanted something that would do this more quickly so that I could just get it done. And I thought through a lot of different options and ended up with something that I haven't yet tried. I'm going to try for the first time with you today, but I do think it's going to be a really good solution. Let me show you what I have. This is a Ryobi transfer pump, and it has a telescoping adjustable length to it here in the shaft. I'm really glad that Ryobi came out with this. I believe that they tried to model this after what Milwaukee made, but this for me is better than Milwaukee's. It's a lot cheaper, and it has the adjustable height of this, which is something you'll see in a moment I'm going to need. So this pumps water really quickly. It pumps at, I think it's something like 15 gallons per minute. So it goes through this really fast, and you can put 3 different hose connections on here. But for my case, I need to use the standard hose because the larger hose that comes with this doesn't fit into the freshwater input on the RV. But I would have been fine to just keep using my jugs, except this large end won't fit, not even close, into the hole of these. I even thought about just cutting the tops of those off, but then it was going to splash around and get the back of my Pilot wet for sure. So this is what I ended up finding. I found this on Amazon, and it's made for RVs. I'll put the details on the screen and in the description. But this is a 20-gallon potable water tank. And what I like about it is it fits just perfectly in that section of the Pilot here in the trunk. So it fits really well. And compared to having 4 of these back here, that would just be really high and you couldn't really use any of the trunk. But with this, it's somewhat level or close to it with the rest of the trunk area. So I like that. But what I needed, as you could probably see, is this giant cap. This is a hole plenty large enough to put this into. Now we're going to see why I needed that telescope. In my case, I need this to be short. So we're just gonna go like that, turn it on, then we'll have it go all the way from the car to the RV with a longer hose. As you can see, I've got another hose here. So I stumbled across this solution, but I ended up thinking of multiple advantages to the setup. One of them being I don't have to lift these anymore. I was filling them up without having to lift them. I just kept them in here empty and backed up to the potable water source in town. But then I'd have to carry them one at a time and bring them over here, and they're quite heavy. So I won't have to do that anymore. And I won't have to fill up four. It'll be quicker to just fill up one thing. I'll be able to see how full it's getting, but it also has a gauge to tell you how full it is. I'm not even sure what all the other things are that it has. It has a lot of different ways to access the water or to drain it. So I don't know if those things will appeal to you, but if you ever do need to take this and make it more mobile, it has wheels, and theoretically this should work really well. So we're going to go to the city together. We're going to fill this up with potable water. Then we're going to come back and try this for the first time and see how well it works. I'm also going to show you a side-by-side comparison of the water flow that you get from this compared to the Harbor Freight transfer pump. It's quite astounding. So just want to demonstrate all the advantages of this in case this is something you're considering doing. But if you leave your RV in a stationary location for any amount of time and you don't want to haul it into the city to get fresh water, I hope this is a solution that might help you as well. Let's go get the water and we'll be right back. Want to go to town? Come here. Let's go to town. Oh, she is the best puppy. Oh, yes, she is. That hurt. You can't bite me. We're back with a full 20 gallons of water. That went really well. No leaks or anything. And before we put the correct length hose onto our Ryobi pump and get this into the RV, I want to do a side-by-side with the Harbor Freight pump so you can see how much of a difference the flow is. And this is with a fresh set of batteries in here. It works. It does the job. It just does it slowly. So let's get both going if we can. Get both going side by side. That is hard to do. So a lot different. Oops, sorry, pumpkin. Okay, now let's cut the hose, giving it a little bit more length than I need here. I'm not sure if I'm always going to be able to get back this far. Sometimes it's blocked by something, so I want to make sure I have enough room to always be able to get it in and not have to cut up another hose. I'm using Camco's hoses that are meant for drinking water hose. This is 25 feet. I'm going to have to cut it because I don't want it to be that long. Excuse the mess in the back of my Pilot, but this is what it almost always looks like. You know what? I think I'm going to just leave that at that length. And then there's just two buttons on here, a timer and an on-off button. So let's just hit that. My RV tank is actually full now, it's starting to spurt out, so didn't quite need a full 20 gallons. The other nice thing about this is that we have a few spots on our property that we have some newly planted trees and some flowers and different things like that. And I can take this around and water those, and I think I'll do that. I think that's a good solution. I think it's better than anything else that, oh, pumpkin, those are mom's strawberry plants. Come on, come here, get out of that. Come on, come here. I think that's going to be a good solution. It's definitely going to be faster. It's going to just be more convenient in every way. I don't know if Becky's going to have any strawberries left after what she just did. And she's a mess. She's going to need a bath tonight. You are a mess. She got wet and then she dug a hole. Got all kinds of dirt on her. Well, thanks for joining us today for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Pumpkin, come on. Come on. Come here. Get out of it. Come here. Come here. If you'd like to see more videos like this about living off-grid in Michigan, please subscribe. We'd love to have you join us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.